Okay, so today I shall be doing a Draw My Life video. I will make this as, well, decent as I can. It's considering I'm going to do this as I go. I really didn't sit down and plan it. Oh wait, look who's coming. See that? Oh hi Hunter, what's wrong? You look a little upset. Are you okay? I can't believe you messed up on my hair. Why am I blonde when I'm clearly brown? Fix it please! Okay fine, only if you shut up. Really? Thank you. Oh man. There. It's fixed. Yay! No, wait, please, no! Beep, beep, beep. So anyways, I was born on April 18th in, well, Florida. Not the best place, but April always made me think of flowers, and I really like flowers. So I always thought of myself as like a spring baby. Haha. But yeah, school really wasn't that great for me. Yeah, I used to sleep a lot in class, and I wasn't really that smart back then. I used to get called a lot of names like weird, creep, and behind my back people would say not a very good choice of friend. Secondly, people would harass me with things that really didn't apply to me. Like they called me fat, but I wasn't really that chubby. I was practically really thin if you ask me, but... And the worst of all, I got physically bullied. They threw things at me, they tried to cut me, which they did, and I used to always wonder, how am I going to hide this before I get in trouble? Because I honestly thought it was my fault. And then every day I would like sit on the couch and cry, and I was like, oh man, my parents are probably going to put me up for adoption if I don't stop soon. But I eventually stopped after a few months because things got resolved after I told my parents what was going on. Because, you know, I think the worst out of all the years I got bullied would probably have to be 4th grade, right? But even so, every bad thing always has a good twist to it. And at the end of 4th grade, something really good happened, and I'll explain that in a minute. At the end of 4th grade, my eyes finally opened, and I realized I did have friends, a lot of them. But then I met another person who helped me realize that. His name was Brandon. Well, it didn't all start off like this. It actually started off with, yo, Hunter want your number at lunch one day, and that kind of made things embarrassing. So every time I would see him in, like, you know, when we had to switch classes and stuff, he was a hall monitor, so I'd always try to avoid that area to save myself from embarrassment. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, because I really didn't want his number, but then summer started. But I'm still happy I met him because he really is a good person. A lot of awesome friends, starting with my friend Angela. Man, I miss her so much. She was so cool. I met her in 3rd grade, and I stood up for her every time somebody was being a total ass. And I knew Kyle since kindergarten, and I knew Patrick since 4th grade, if I'm not mistaken. We all made this ghost club, and it was so cool. Like, we would sit around in art class, and we would talk about ghost stories and such. And then I have my friend Marissa, and I knew her since kindergarten, and she's still awesome. And I still know her today, although we don't really talk much. I still wish we all lived in the same area, though. That would be so cool, man. So I have my siblings, Madison and Varian. I drew my sister in her flapper dress because that's all I really remember her in. And my brother, I don't remember what he looks like. I know what he looks like. Okay, but anyways, that's a little better now. We used to have a little order we went by. My sister would be first, I would be second, considering I'm the second child, and my brother would be third. And surprisingly, we walked around the house in that order, literally. My sister was a line leader, and my brother was the caboose. But when my brother decided he wanted to be in the middle, well, things were not very fun for him. I actually beat him up for it. Yeah, woo! But anyways, we always got referred to as the Powerpuff Girls, right? My brother was always Bubbles. Whenever something went wrong, though, guess who got in trouble for it? Yep, and then I went a little too far, and I got in trouble even more. So I used to always be in my room. Oh, you can't play with anything. Screw that. What I actually did was pretty disturbing and creepy. I took foil, and I actually made foil dolls out of it, and I always played with a whisk with them. It's pretty creepy if you think about it. And whenever they said, oh, you could come out now, I was like, no, I'm good, girl. let me just play with my foil dolls, let me be, please. So anyways, I moved eventually and things gradually got worse. I cut off all my hair. Everybody got really pissed off about that, aka my mom. She told me I always looked like a lion. But I was a real bitch in 5th grade, let's just say that. I did things I really didn't mean to and I wouldn't do today. But I warned people. I said, if you're gonna bother me, then of course I'm gonna, because it takes a lot to really tick me off, and I don't think they realized that. And then all I really could say from that point on was sorry. Right? And I had this best friend, her name was Muffin, and she was probably the only one who didn't, judge me. Right? But then the hardest thing in the world was when I came home one day and I got told that she, passed away. And anyways, I know that part's kind of depressing, so if you really want to read that, you can read it, but it's alright if you don't want to. Yeah, didn't 30 seconds. But she was a good girl. I love Muffin as much as, she never let me pet her, but all good things happen in the end. But anyways, I had friends over the internet, believe it or not. No. My internet friends were actually pretty awesome. But I had one internet friend. A lot of people ask me who my best friend is. They all think it's a girl, but really, it's a boy. Right? I knew him for 2 years, and when I first met him, I thought he was annoying as hell. No offense, but even so, something told me not to block him. Why? Well, because good things always happen in the end, like I said. And he's one of the nicest people I ever met, even though he can be a real big ass at times. No offense. But I was like, okay, I should just see how this plays out, because I was like, this can be pretty interesting. And like I said before, I'm glad I didn't block him, because things really were interesting. Right? And even though we fight a lot and we're always in each other's hair, that's what makes me kind of think of him as a brother in a way, because, we're always practically beating the shit out of each other. But sometimes, you talk to a person and you start to think that they're actually there. As creepy as it sounds, I had to snap back into reality and realize, he isn't there. Chances are he'll never be there. I also had my other friends. I met them first. I have my wifey Megan and my friend Chi, right? And then a lot of people, when school started, they're like, you can't have a friend over the internet. And I was like, oh yeah, watch me. Because aside from that, all my friends on Facebook actually make me really happy. Even if their ego is, really big. Most people dedicate these videos to YouTube and shit. Nuh-uh. No. YouTube, no. Facebook, yes. If I was dedicated to anything, it would be Facebook. Anyways, back to 5th grade. It was finally over. I was happy. And then I realized I was smart. When I got my actual first good grades, I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm actually smart. Right? Until people started noticing. Right? They're like, oh yeah, you're pretty smart. I was like, oh, thank you. And then people kind of started asking me for help. It wasn't that I was never smart in the beginning. I just really didn't show it because I really didn't like school. But now I enjoy school, even though people really get on my nerves. So wish the teachers would notice me. Other than that, a lot of people tried to make me in 2 places at once. Then there was PE. I hate PE so much. I never changed in front of people, because that's gross. I always went into the bathroom. Most people have a locker. I did have a locker. I just used a plastic bag to save me some time, right? And I ran when I went to class, even though it was only 2 doors down, and people thought I was crazy. Right? Now I'm going to talk about one of the best things that happened to me, my bunny Blaze. When I saw her in the pet shop, he was practically saying, "Bring me home!" And I was like, how could I resist that? Right? So then I practically begged for an hour, and we finally got Blaze! And I was really happy, and I'm still very happy. I do a lot of weird things with her, but I like when she sits on my belly because it's nice and warm, even though she pees on me. Anyways, see, I do things like bunny ears, even though she has bunny ears. I enjoy dressing her up. Don't ask why. And I just love her in total. I also have to say thank you to my friend Elizabeth, because without her I'd probably look like a train wreck every day. But anyways, now I'm in 8th grade and my hair is really long, and I learned a lot over the years just talking to myself, and it always feels like I'm always going to be there with myself, because every stage is a new experience, every stage is a new chapter. Anyways, here I just did a little, short to wrap things up. And I have a little thing talking at the end, which is another short. Actually, this was really fun, but I'm tired as hell. It took a month to put it all together, but in total, every day it just took an hour. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this story, and if you didn't, well, then you must not like me. Anyways, Hunter here, I'm creator of this animation, and I hope you enjoyed my Draw My Life video. I'll be sure to do it again in the future, even better, and I'll tell you guys a little more about myself, because this video is way too long. And I see both Hunters are here now. Didn't I tell you to stay just the intro? Hey, what are you guys doing? Put her down! Yeah. Now drop her gently. Hey! Whose legs are open now? Hunter! See you next time!